It's really exciting. Baby. What's this? Agar wood. Agar wood. I got agar wood. And that smells very, very, very good. Alright. Alrighty. Got a little dispute today because my husband likes to blame me for about everything. See, that's the problem when people don't take any responsibility for their own actions. Oh, there's the blue jay. Can you see this? That's beautiful. That is so beautiful. Blue jay is now eating there. Eating on the balcony. Two blue jays. Very cute. Here's another one coming. Alright. This is so gorgeous. We have dark blue animals here, living here. And they evolved to live just in this area. Blue birds. There's a blue jay. And he is upset about that. And all that fluttering and stuff, that is very exciting. And we got blue squirrels down there. They are like extra large. They are as large as a rabbit. And they got like a gray, dark blue, silvery fur. It's amazing. Beautiful animals. And they deserve to carry that fur on them. That's their winter coat. And nobody else deserves to carry those coats. Only the animals who grew the coats deserve to wear those coats. It is always important to take responsibility for your own actions, because if you do that, you can avoid conflicts, you can avoid war, you can avoid fights. And there's the blue jay again. Very nice. And love feels so much better than this constant aggravation. And I get angry too a lot. I get aggravated, and even though I'm in the right, I'm totally righteous. Then I have to think again, am I righteous? Even if the other one attacked, I have to still think about it. What did I do to cause it? Even if I did nothing to cause it, then I can still take the position of peace, and I can not lash back, and maybe I can get up and leave, and I can go in the other room, which I never do. But that's what I should do, instead of getting all upset and then starting to cry and all of this. So I should just go in the other room and meditate. That's what I should do. I'm not completed with my studies and with my practice and all of this. And you'll never be completed, because there's no such thing as completion, there's no such thing as all, and there's no such thing as everything. Those concepts are just human made because we're living in with finalities here on earth only. Okay, but the infinite universe has no finalities. There is no completion everywhere. I mean, and also, you know, same applies to abstract concepts like knowledge. There's no end to knowledge ever. But you know, I am quite a bottom dweller yet in regards to knowledge and meditation practice. So I haven't even been able to like fully go into a complete mental quietness. I have never achieved that yet. But watching the Vipassana meditations on YouTube has already helped me a lot. And in the past, when I have thrown things and broken cups and stuff like this, so I have now been able to at least get to the point where I don't need to throw things anymore, and where I don't need to scream anymore, and where I mean, it is challenging, you know. It's always a two-way tango. You know, if I wasn't challenged in that way that I'm challenged, I would not get that upset. But then again, we're all not perfect, and so we get challenged by someone else who's neurotic. It's stepping on each other's feet, you know, mentally, and without really intending it, but it's because of our neurosis. And so if everybody was to work on themselves, things would get better very fast. But I obviously can't expect other people to work on themselves. I can offer to them, hey, this would be better for you, you know. It's your life, and make the best out of it. But ultimately, I can't make anyone do it. This has to come from a voluntary wish, you know, to do it. It has to come from an inner conviction of that person who realizes, yes, that's true. You know, she's right. I have to do some meditation. I need to completely calm down my brain, and I need to realize that there are things that I'm not doing right. So there's the blue jay. He's looking everywhere. Yeah, so I'm not forcing anybody, and if the other people don't do anything on themselves, then I'm being extra challenged. And also when you drive a car, it's always a terrible challenge, usually. So, because the other people aren't working on themselves, and they're completely acting out their frustrations on traffic and stuff like this, and there are always these projections. There's the blue jay in the tree here. And when they don't work on themselves, they do road rage and all kinds of things, and all I can do and all you can do is not give in to it. It is difficult. I know very well. It is very, very difficult when your ego is triggered. Very difficult. Very difficult when we're really tired and someone is challenging us and is provoking us, and it's extremely frustrating. But that's the art of meditation learning, is not to pitch into this war anymore, not to be part of it anymore, and say, no, I see, I understand, I have, my cognition is stronger than my ego. I understand that if I threw the cup now, or if I yelled or screamed. Crying is better. You're already a step further. Because when you cry, then you're letting it flow, not against the other person. Then you're letting it just flow out. And crying is always a resolution state, solving. It's solving itself. But it's not easy to get to that state. How can we get to the state when we're in a state of total anger? Then we're floating above that state of dissolution. We're still in a state of resistance when we're angry. So, but it is very important. That's why it is so important that if we don't even know where to start, which is very difficult always to know where we start when we're in a specific mental state of, particularly of resistance. So that's why it is important to use these techniques that are offered to us and utilize them, and just in the very beginning just listen to the instruction, and just in the beginning just listen to the instructions. So get a video on YouTube. I recommend S.N. Goenka. He's the best of all. He has the best voice. He is so lovely and cuddly and sweet and loving, and there's not a speck of irritation in him. He's a real role model. And he's like this big old grandfather for everybody, who just loves all of his grandkids and all of his beings, all beings on earth. He loves, and he has this deep love and appreciation in his face. And he's the one for us to learn from, not from someone who just does a sterile meditation instruction. It has to have the energy of love behind it, or it doesn't really work. And he doesn't put religion into it. It comes from a specific Buddhist practice, but he says it is not necessarily a religious thing to practice. Any religious person from any kind of religion can practice that and just utilize this particular technique. Okay, it's just a technique, but he brings his warmth into it, not religion. He brings this warmth into it, his love. And so everybody needs that. A Christian needs it, a Buddhist needs it, a Hindu, a Muslim needs a lot of love. There's not enough love there. Needs a lot of love. And he and S.N. Goenka can give that love. And everybody can keep their own religion. Everybody can keep their convictions and their worldviews and so on. This is about a practice to go within. And then from that we can calm our minds, and then we can let our own brains come to its own senses and think everything through. And this is not about conversion. This is not about converting to this or that religion now, or now to Buddhist religion, or atheism, or whatever. It's not about that. It's about, you can stay in your own religion. It's about coming to your senses, and whatever your brain will decide, in the end. I'm going to stay with this religion, or I'm not going to stay with this religion, or I'm just going to become myself. Whatever it decides, let it decide that. But what matters is that we calm ourselves down and we do not pitch into the conflicts on earth anymore, or beyond. No more conflicts. That's the important thing. And I'm always using my own life as an example. I'm not a guru, I'm just a regular person. I have my own issues, my own problems, and I'm using these own problems because I know they're real. They're for real because I experienced them. So I use them as examples. And also in my book I use my life as some kind of like a guardrail example, not as a role model example, but rather the opposite. Like, okay, like this is what you don't want to do, okay, and you understand why, and this is the causality, and this is what happened, this is what my parents did, this is what parents shouldn't be doing, and so on. The only role model I can offer is that I didn't have kids, okay, so yeah, I'm offering you not to have kids. It's a better choice, particularly if you haven't really sorted yourself out yet. That would be really, really highly recommendable to not have kids and to sort yourself out first, to heal yourself first, and then have kids. You know, and if the healing process is slow and we will never have kids, then so what? I mean, wanting kids is a very selfish, a very egoic, it's a very biological driven need. And we have the neocortex, the understanding, the cognition to say, no, this is not wise, okay, and act on wisdom versus animalistic, egoic, selfish needs. So let's stay out of conflicts. Peace starts with every single person, starts with me, it starts with you, with everybody around us. Take care.